welcome to another Spiritual Playboy adventure. This time we are in Brazil with the ISTA Core gathering. And here we are together, a group of wild sex shamans going into the middle of the rainforest to see what oracle wants to show up and let us know how to show up in the world and change the world for the better. Here we are and here we go. Give us some love!
Desde lejos soy yo, te canta enamorado en un pájaro, ese pájaro es mi abuela que canta enamorada, ese pájaro.
So we have landed in the jungle, and we are now trekking for about an hour to an hour and a half in the jungle. It was an intense drive down to this point, and this is our tribe. Rewilding ourselves, as Bruce would say.
Wow. This is when I need my camera.
Darkness falls upon the land in Brazil jungle. Here we go. So word is we gotta drop our bags into the boat, strip down, and cross over. We got to a river's edge, and there was two options: wait for the boat or swim about 200 meters. Half of us stripped down, swam, put the bags on the boat, and now we're on the other side, just trying to figure out everything. As you could tell, it's dark. Hiking in the dark, in the wild, feels really old school, if you could even call it that. Primal. Thank you very much. That's tree. Look into the light, you will see tree.
We are hiking in the dark. We are on an adventure in the jungle in Brazil.
Back on the trail in complete darkness, flashlights, for another, what they say, probably 45, half an hour. Hopefully not. And yeah, I guess this is what you call roughing it. So we've arrived in our oasis in the Amazonian jungle in Brazil, outside of Alto Paraíso, which is about 4 hours away from Brasilia. And so we're landing. We got our rooms, our beds really, and so now we're sitting down for our first supper as a tribe. I'm very excited to see where this journey takes us. It's dark here. We're off grid. No electricity, no Wi-Fi, no Facebook, no likes, no shares. It's old school, it's raw, it's real, it's primal, and we're alive and loving, and soon we will be bringing through love and eros and see what Source has in store for us.
The first supper, yeah.
As a tribe.
The first supper, yay. And we survived our journey through the jungle, across the river, and through the woods. In the dark. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, nine.
meets the core of love. That there's something here about a deep journey with the earth itself that is our journey as a being to discover what we serve together and replenish ourselves for the next 18 months. So the energy of the core.
Day 2 in Brazil, ISTA Core gathering. Gathering for the first time in the daylight. So this is what a gathering of conscious, enlightened, beautiful sex shamans looks like.
One of the things that we say is like that we're a life force transmission, that we're a modern mystery school, that we're a new era business. So these are the things that we say about ourselves as a way of trying to describe what this transmission is that is alive in this field. And so in order to be a life force transmission, we have to transmit life. And that has a lot to do with power, and it also has a lot to do with leadership and models of power. So, you know, the place that we're going, and sometimes we get to on a good day, is where leadership is arising from the core of the individual to the principle of the life force that runs the universe. And that ultimately organisms will run because each part of the organism is connected with that life force, and they're dancing together, you know, without all of this mental agreement and discussion and psychology, because everybody's in their core and everybody transmits life. When we are alive with the pricelessness of the core of the human spirit, which is the one spirit, and in love together, there is so much richness that's beyond material value that everybody wants to let go of their money in the same way that they release their sexuality and flow it into this abundant pool. So part of our history of core gatherings is not to come together in the way that organizations do, which is with agendas and business plans and agreements and structures, but to come together and put the life first, put love first, put juiciness first, and then let the business take care of itself.
So we've come to the end of our first day, and what an incredible day. So after the opening words of Bruce, Ohad and Janine in expressing what ISTA is about and what our organism is about, we went into a process of going towards spreading more love in our tribe. And the first way we did that was about clearing any negative or unfinished business we had with anybody in the room. So we spent a whole morning just connecting with people where we may have had some misunderstandings, some unfinished business, some things that needed to be said. And yeah, like Triambaka shared in Circle, is that in life every day, you know, when it comes to our enemies, we withhold information because we don't want them to know what we're thinking, because that could actually work against us. But in tribe, a withhold is probably the biggest sin that you could do, because as a tribe we want to love each other, and you know, ultimately we want to grow, and the best way to grow is to hear from a brother or a sister what has triggered us or what our behavior is creating in the world. So this was an opportunity to be in front of people and say exactly how we feel or how we felt when something may have hurt us. And I don't think we do that in society enough. I think we withhold truth and then we create stories, and these stories add up. They're imaginary stories because from a small little thing that was uncomfortable leads to more stories about how that person has offended us. So this was our opportunity to completely clear anything that was not feeling good. ISTA is growing at such a rapid rate around the world, and there's new faculty showing up and new allies showing up, new organizers showing up all the time. So it was a great opportunity to just get into the circle and speak our heart of who we are and what moves us in the world. So yeah, I would say a great first day, mission accomplished.
Absolutely.